welcome to our session. And today is we are going to discover about our mind. Okay, so the topic today is break your comfort zone with mind. And today I'm here. I am a neuro mindset coach and a cloud engineer. By the way, my name is Farzana Pasha Jahangeer, and you know what? Breaking your comfort zone it really requires your courage, your boldness, your strength. Okay, so when we talk about our mind, which is the most important gift, or I would say the precious element that our creator has bestowed us with. So let us see how we can reprogram or how we can break our comfort zone. Whoever may be listening to my talk today, maybe a homemaker or a working mom or anyone around the corner, this one will be really a game changer for you. This talk will be really a game changer for you. Okay, so that there are 3 R's that I'm going to discuss today, and you will love it, inshallah. So, how many of you want to break your comfort zone with mine? Let me know in the chat box. Type yes in the chat box. All right. So let's gear up. And breaking your comfort zone with mine is something we naturally deserve, right? Because this is something that we have, which is inexpensive, but then most of the people around us or around you will not know how to use this important element, how to use this, utilize this treasure called mind. So let's talk about this one. And the first R, there are 3 R's basically. The first R, I'm talking about R for rabbits. Okay, so the first R is like you have to realize. Okay, so if you are stuck or if you are facing any challenges, you have to understand that there are some patterns. You have to realize that there are some patterns which are inside your mind, which is like not helping you break out of your comfort zone. Okay, so you may not feel productive, you may not feel the best version of yourself if you are in such a situation, if your patterns are negative. Okay, so you have to realize these patterns. Imagine if you are a homemaker, and you know what, our conscious mind, that what we are seeing now, what you are listening today to me, everything is programmed in your conscious mind. And you know what, 10% of your thoughts are from your conscious minds. So imagine you are listening to me and these thoughts are getting registered in your conscious mind, right? So what happens when these thoughts are getting into or registered in your conscious mind? Let me know in the chat box. If you know, type yes in the chat box. And if you have a powerful conscious mind, let me know in the chat box. So we as a human being, we as daughters, we as housewives, we as homemakers, we as spouse, like anyone around the corner, we do have we are, I would say, 10 percentage what we are now today is because of our conscious minds. Okay, so the rest 90 percentage what we are today is from our subconscious minds. So if you are put in a situation, if you are facing a challenge, you have to analyze that you are having a pattern. Okay, so you can practice calmness and just close your eyes. Now you can do now, just close your eyes for 2 minutes and you can realize what thoughts are coming inside your mind, which way, which direction are you going on, like what are your patterns. You can analyze these things in your mind. Okay, all right. So when you analyze, if these thoughts are going in the positive direction, if you are thinking about a person and this person is like very attractive or is a helping person, if these thoughts, good qualities of a person popping in, then your mind is going in the right direction. If your thoughts are resulting in anxiety or fear or lust or any kind of things, then your thoughts are going in the negative direction. Imagine you, if you are listening this talk after having a small fight with your children or your spouse and you are joining this session. Obviously, if you close your eyes, maybe you will be hurt, like you are feeling hurt feelings maybe in your mind, and these things are following you in a negative direction, right? If you're having these thoughts, negative pattern in your mind, what you have to realize is that you have to break this pattern. Okay, so whatever that is happening now is the result of you getting programmed since childhood from your subconscious minds. So if you are about 20 or about 30, about 40, any age at yours, if you are having a negative pattern, you have to realize that there is something, like there is something because of your childhood traumas or anything that is getting registered in your mind, and you are going in that direction with these traumas. Imagine you are having a bag full of diamonds and you are carrying this way, you will not feel tired, right? Is See, if it is in the other direction, like imagine you are having a bag full of hardships and you are taking all these things, hardships, you're carrying this bag throughout your life, you will definitely feel tired, you will feel fatigue, you will get exhausted. So if you are carrying these things in with you and you are like moving ahead, how can you think, imagine how can you think that you can be successful in your life? That is where you have to realize you have to break your pattern. Okay, so you have to break your negative self patterns that you have created consciously or unconsciously in your mind. So that is where you have to be like alert. Now you are learning something new today, so you have to be alert today and you have to break this pattern. Imagine a butterfly. When we see butterfly, they are so beautiful, right? However, imagine the butterflies, they evolve from a different kind of mechanism, right? Initially they are worms, like the worms which we feel that they are not so beautiful, right? When we are near to worms, we feel like, oh, I don't like this worm, or that kind of sort of sense of feelings come in, right? So however, after this stage of worm stage, they evolve into a caterpillar, right? And then butterflies. So this pupa stage to butterfly, there's a complete transformation happening over there. So imagine if you're stuck and you want to be that butterfly flying in the air with your flying colors, spreading your wings, enjoying every single things in your hands, and you are evolving in a complete sense of human being. So if you want to have such kind of sensation in your life, just you have to understand that you have to break your pattern. And now comes like the second R. The first R is realize. Okay, how many of you got this one? Type yes in the chat box. The second thing is to reprogram your mind. Okay, so once you realize that there are negative patterns in my mind, there are negative self talks in my mind, there are negative vibrations in my mind, so you have to break this pattern. So imagine whatever the creator has bestowed it with, like for example, if in childhood you might be good at craft works, or in childhood you might be good at gardening, you might be good at like drawing artworks, any kind of activities, like some of them may be good at crochet works, right? And immediately after marriage, imagine you are getting stuck. Why? There is a why sense over here. So we will be discussing that one in the later part of this talk. So there is a why element over there, right? So how can you break this why element? How can you gear up your career, your relationships? How can you improve your relationships? How can you be productive and multiply your wealth? How can be you become a better person, better version of yourself in terms of spirituality? You have to analyze these elements and then move ahead. So that's where the first R, called the realizing part, comes into picture. Now the second part is like reprogramming your best version of yourself. So whatever the negative beliefs that you have inside your mind, whatever you have started with since childhood, you have to like reprogram your mind. Imagine a child or a kid carrying all the traumas that she had. Like imagine their family. There are two kinds of family. Basically, there is a functional family, there is a dysfunctional family. We can break our family types into two, and we will come across these two elements. When we speak about the functional family, there is a sense of loving element, kind of loving sense all the time between a husband and a wife. Okay, so whatever things that are popping in, the wife will take care of her husband, and or the other words, like the husband is taking care of her wife. You would have seen such families, right? And we will also feel like, how come they are so like loving each other? We have a sensation of, we have a thought, like how many have you thought of these kind of situations? How many of you have come across these loving scenarios, and you might be thinking like, how come I don't have such kind of relationships? Type me in the chat box. And now if you have realized they can do it, why I can't do it? If you are thinking this way, definitely you are going in the right direction. There is nothing abnormal here, it's quite normal. And this is where you are realizing yourself, this is where you are about to take a step that is going to be a massive step in your life, and you are breaking that pattern. Okay, so the patterns that you had, like say for example, if in families where you would see if the husband is like not appropriately behaving to her wife, his wife, so what happens naturally, obviously, the wife will also get stressed, she starts to be panicking, and she also behaving the stressful conditions, like the stressful symptoms she starts to exhibit over there. Like for example, if the husband is not that cooperative, or if he's having different kinds of patterns, like if he's like dread alcoholic or any kind of bad habits, if he is taking along in his journey, how pathetic or how harmful the relationship will be. So this is the case where you have to analyze that the husbands, if they are doing this way, one a fine day the husband is like following these patterns, and the next day he gives a good bite, like good beat to his children, and the children is getting disappointed. The next day what happens, he will sleep peacefully because he is in another world, right? But then the trauma that the children has experienced also, plus there is one more thing, the wife, even though she is like bearing all the things, but she's stressed inside. The next fine morning, the husband may be okay now, but then the wife, she has got that trauma, the previous day's trauma, and she is like exhibiting why you did this like this. She's having a conversation with her husband, and she's asking, why did you do like this, why did you treat us like this, why did you beat my children? These kind of conversations happen. And if your children are listening to these things, and they will come to know that there is something bad happening over there. So something, they analyze that there is a sense of risk of danger over there, and they also unknowingly they starts to program their mind automatically, the subconscious minds of children. Imagine the children, they if they are below 8 years, 0 to 8 years, that's where their mind forms. Okay, complete mind forms, and whatever that is registered in these children under 8 years, 0 to 8 years, that's going to be in their lifetime. So if they have seen these patterns, they have to analyze that there is something bad over there. They realize that there is something bad happening, and they registers in their subconscious mind, and they take every single traumas in their lives. Okay, so when I speak about traumas, it's a scary word, I know. However, it's highly important to speak about these things, because it's really going to help whoever is listening. If you are a victim of these things, then you can realize these things, that these are going to happen, and you have a solution. You heard it right, definitely you have a solution for all these things, inshallah. So may I know, Sister Nazia, you are here. Thank you so much for joining the session.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, Sister Nazia, I believe you are doing great. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
alhamdulillah. Yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Is day 4 of our free neuro talks. Okay, so we are discussing about how to break our comfort zone with mind. So this element, the mind, this is the most valuable element that we have received from our creator. So that's what we have been learning throughout our course. Okay, so this thing, like the mind. So why did you join this session? You can type in the chat box. And you know what, we have been blessed with this element, and how far are we taking positively in our life. So today I'm going to discuss about 3 R's. Okay, the first R is realization. Okay, so imagine you are like having a kind of like sub pattern that is inside your mind, and you know these things, you are more proficient now. However, just for quick understanding, I'm going to discuss again. So there is a pattern over there. We have to realize, if you are having any kind of challenges, you have to analyze your thoughts, and you have to understand that there's a pattern over there lying underlying your mind, and you have to break this pattern. So once you realize this pattern, imagine the butterflies. Butterflies, they are so colorful, right? How they initially they are just worms. When we see these worms, we feel like, oh, how can we, like, we may not like these worms, right? However, when it turns into butterflies, when it evolves into butterflies, we just love them. We see them flying in flying colors, right? The transformation that has happened over there, it's not a one day transformation, it's a journey of transformation, I would say. There are so many days involved over there, right? So if you agree on this one, just type S in the chat box. And you know what, once they evolve from caterpillar to pupa, from pupa to the butterfly, there is a big transformation. And once they transform, they are like the most beautiful creature in the world. And once they fly over them, it's like we see them, they are attracting the flowers, they are going to like suck the like the nectar from the flowers, every single thing. This is so amazing. And you know what? Once we realize our patterns are going in the wrong way, and if we are able to break these patterns, we are also coming into flying colors, inshallah. So, the second R that I'm going to talk about is reprogramming your mind. So, we talked about realization. Now, we are going to talk about reprogramming. Okay. So, once we imagine that if considering in a family, there are two types of families, I would say. First one is functional families, the second one is dysfunctional families. Okay, so when we talk about functional families, in these families, if you have seen some families, they are so amazing. You will see the loving bond, everything bonding between a husband and wife, with children. They are kind of like amazing ones. We have been coming across such families as well. However, if consider imagine if the husband is like he is following a bad habit pattern, what happens? One fine day, the husband is like drinking alcohol or something, and the things are going in the wrong direction. He is coming and beating his children. After these things, after these traumas, definitely there is a trauma in children will be developed over there. However, if he will be fine on that day after a peaceful sleep. Okay, who is going to affect this one? The children and his wife. Okay, so the next fine day, even though the wife is like scary of these habits and she is keeping quiet, the next day her software that is programmed will starts to come out. Okay, so because of this bad habit, she also starts getting stressed, and she is going to ask his husband, why did you do like this? Why are you beating my children? Why are you going to have these kind of bad patterns? When the children are listening this, they are getting these traumas, they are getting these traumas developed in their mind. Imagine if the child is under 8 years old. So this 0 to 8 years of a child is where their mind starts to form incompletely. Okay, so this element has been forming from 0 to 8 years, and whatever they have listened, whatever they have been experiencing in their surroundings, this gets registered in their minds. Okay, so when the mom or the wife starts to behave as a stressed person the next fine day after these bad habit pattern of her husband, the children are listening all these things the previous days and the next days as well. The child's mind is developing where the program, the basic program the creator has given, it's getting altered over there. Imagine, you might have heard about software programs, right? So there is a basic program which our creator has created in every single human beings. Okay, so however, due to our surroundings, due to our influential things like social media or any kind of things, the program is getting altered, and there is some kind of a virus that has attacked our child's mind or the mom's minds as well. And if they are carrying these traumas all throughout their journey, what will happen? Even if they believe they are successful, sometime or the other, the child is growing up, and imagine they are getting into a relationship, they are traveling abroad, and at the time of marriage, it's beautiful. However, after marriage, what happens? The real sense of programming starts to come into picture over there. If the wife, that if that is a male or the boy that has been raised up in this situation, consider if a girl is coming into this family, if she is aware of these patterns of her in-laws, She may be like going in the best way, she may be like having that sober the patience to overcome all the situations. However, if the boy, if the girl is the other way around, she does not know the programs that this family has been developing, what will happen? She is herself going into a great trouble. She needs a help now. So if imagine the boy now, consider the boy now, if he is like exhibiting, so if he is thinking that if I beat the girl or his wife, she is going to be getting controlled, she is going to manage. How he has learned these things? He has learned from his father. The program that he has adopted from his father is going to exhibit now in his real life. Is it worthy? Definitely no, right? So now he is going to do these things because he wants to control her wife, control his wife, sorry. So when this girl, if she does not know about the dysfunctional family, the type that I'm discussing now, if this dysfunctional family, when the girl is like not aware of the things, the subconscious mind, I have said earlier, like our conscious minds are just 10 percentage, and what we are, 10 percentage we are from conscious minds, we are our parents, okay, 10 percentage we are from our parents, I would say. So the conscious minds is where we see everything, we sense everything. And in subconscious mind, what subconscious mind? What is the language of subconscious mind? It's about emotions and images. Okay. So whatever images that the boy has seen in his childhood has been registered throughout his life. Emotions that he has experienced, if it is like the anger emotions or the sadness emotions, and if it is from his mother, the mothers are the most critical role over here. If they are getting stressed, directly or indirectly it's affecting their children. Okay, so these things that he starts to exhibit, and if the girl is not that strong enough to handle or to understand, or if she has not learned all these situations, if she's not having sober or patience, definitely the bonding, the relationship is going to be in the worst direction. Okay, so it can be in the other way around. The girls, if the girl is from a trauma family, then the other way around will happen, right? So these are the things why we need to reprogram our mind. So there is we definitely have a solution. Even though we are human beings, we definitely have a solution. If we realize that we can break this pattern and gear up, we can reprogram our mind. That is our second R. Okay, so imagine now once we have reprogrammed, we can break the pattern, we have a firm belief, now we can reprogram our mind. And the third thing, that's what we discuss in our course, right, Sister Nazia? And now the third thing is like re-establish. Okay, so once you have learned about free programming, now you are going to re-establish yourself, you are going to brand yourself, you are learning new things, and you are going to give, you are going to serve back to the world. You know that this trauma has happened in my life, these things are happening in my life, I'm going to re-establish myself, everything will be okay in this situation. So re-establishing is the third R, I would say R for rabbits. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about today. So what is the first one? Realize, reprogram, and re-establish the third one. So here you are going to brand yourself, you are going to see the values in yourself that was built by your creator, inborn characters, you are going to reflect it now, because you have learned many things. Now you have reprogrammed your mind, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind, the language from the subconscious mind, you are changing it with an intensive practice. It's not a one day game or one day show, I would say. It's not a showstopper things. Okay, so you can do it, and this is what we will be doing it, like re-establishing yourself. So this is where your leadership skills, your personality starts to completely reflect now. And and what is your first step that you're going to take today? So if you are in such situations, you definitely need a help. It's not a bad thing to take helps from others. It's definitely, if it is helpful for you, you have to go for it. And yeah, what, and in this state, re-establishing state, you will start developing goals, you will start setting goals, I would say. You will start setting goals, you will start looking for the real meaning of your life. Okay, so this is where you are taking the baby steps, the baby steps that the child has learned in his childhood. He or she is breaking these baby steps, and the first lessons that he has learned from their parents, if it is a toxic relationship from their parents, he's breaking that, and he's taking to, like, he's flourishing with new baby steps, I would say. And that was a quick talk from my end. And what is the first step that you want to take today to improve your career? Let me know in the chat box. So how is everything going on, Sister Nazia?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, everything is going good. I was finishing my the other goals,
Okay.
and this is a good topic. Like this is what I was just thinking about. This is really good,
Hmm.
like realization and
Yeah.
uh, rearrange.
Yes, like coming to children now, we do have three like basic types of people. Like we do have visual types of people. You wouldn't know this one, right? We do have kinesthetic people. We do have auditory people. Some children you might know, right? Visual types of children. They see images and they learn. If we talk to them, they may not accept the things. Okay, if we show them the images, the visual things, they learn. Nowadays in this digital technology, it's about visual things. Okay, the second thing is like auditory. So what they are hearing, they will register in their mind. So we have to understand our children, how their how, like, what type of character they are having. We have to understand that. We have to develop a sense of bonding with children based on these learnings.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, that's what, like, we will see in at 8 o'clock. Sorry, 9 o'clock, inshallah.
yeah. You said you were saying the 3R, right? Like realization
Hmm.
and
Realization, reprogramming,
reprogramming and
reestablish,
reestablish. Okay. Yeah,
reestablish.
these are three steps
Yes,
to follow it. Yeah, that's good.
3 hours, I would say, the basic three
Three
hours
R.
that you can follow. And you know what? For every problem, there is a solution, and you have experience. You are the candidate that you are going to show the world that you have.
Yes, I'm doing it.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, I will do it. I will just say, I just want to talk about like more about the realization, like how to realize, like how to like understand
Mm.
the issues.
How to understand the issues. So that's where, like, if you consider, imagine in a day, if you can just analyze your thoughts, you have to
Yeah.
spend one day for complete and don't do anything. If you are able to spend at least 1 hour a day imagining your thoughts, how they are going in, which direction they are going, if you are stuck, if you are facing anger issues, if you are having like any kind of sadness in your life, if you are getting depressed, surely you have to analyze it. Because
Okay.
these things pop up because of what we say, like, because of the inbuilt, like, because of the software program that has changed in your life in childhood. You can
Yes.
analyze by seeing your taking your paternal or maternal behaviors, how they were, like in which situation you were raised, or which situation you flourished, you grown up. So these things really matter. So if you can understand the pattern and analyze from where the trigger point has happened. So for some, let us say, for example, like one of my clients, she is a girl and she is a divorcee. She came like to me, and she was like saying all the things, and she was taking the pills for depression as well. Okay, so I'm not going to tell the name of the girl because it's highly confidential, these things. However, I'm saying this because if you get some uh, like some learnings from this, it will be well and good, right? These things we learn from case studies. Definitely we learn from the case studies. It's not like I'm going to degrade someone's life or some person's life. No, I'm just going to share the things because these things really help others. If one person is getting blessed or is leveling up because of us, it's a blessing, right? So
Yeah.
that's where we are, like, when we share our insights, we are like leveling up, we are gearing up. And when we gear up, the other persons, if it is there is an energy with other persons involved, he is also gearing up, she is also gearing up. That's how I take into account. And Imagine if your thoughts are going in the wrong direction, if you are having negative patterns, if you are like having fights with your children, if you are having conflicts with your relationships, you can analyze, you have to analyze that there is something wrong happening over there. There is something that you have to do by yourself. If you focus on yourself, if you reprogram your mind, and slowly everything around you will starts to change. If
Okay.
you are filled with self love, and if you are overflowing it to others, okay, so when this self love is overflowing to others, the people also starts loving you automatically. You need not take any steps, you have just taken one step, loving yourself, focusing on yourself, what we say, like re-establishing yourself, learning things, and incorporating in your life. It's not like learning something and you are sitting back. No, you took that first
Yes.
step, right? You joined for real estate.
Yes.
Whatever we learn at some stage or the other, definitely this is going to help in your life. See, for example, I learned this public speaking at those times at the age of like 9, I would say, when I was in grade 4. When we are in grade 4, that time the grades were called as standard 4, standard 5, that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the things have changed. It's coming like grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, that way. So those times my teachers, they were like having confidence in me, and they programmed my mind like I am a good speaker. And this is definitely a blessing from my teachers, right? They have molded me, they have shown my true potential over there. But
That's good.
saying that after like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years, at the time of my marriage, I was having a little bit of depression. It's not complete depression, because I have overcome this one, because of some kind of patterns that was inside my mind. And these patterns I started realizing, because I was like, I know there is a problem I am having, because I'm getting anger issues, I'm getting depressed, these are some problems, right? If I'm saying this story to you, you can, if you can relate this, that's definitely a great thing, right? For me this is an achievement, if you are able to realize yourself. So that's where, when I started, even though my teachers have shown my true potential, these things faded one by one. Why? Because of the negative patterns, because of my childhood traumas. Maybe that my childhood trauma for someone may be like a small thing. For me, it happened like a big thing. Say for example, children's, they, if we think that this is a small thing for the children. No, for some of the kids, no, the small things that we imagine may be big things in their minds, maybe big
Yes.
traumas in their minds. We don't know those things, so we have to speak to our children, and this relationship starts conflicting. And I started praying a lot. You would not imagine. I started praying for tahajjud, everything. And because of this one, small health issues every time I do have. And now I'm completely free of this one, because of the tools. I have shared everything to you. The secrets I have shared to you. It's you who have
That
to.
is amazing. Amazing. Yeah. I'm just learning. I'm still learning and I'm getting improve. I'm improving.
Inshallah,
Alhamdulillah.
inshallah, I can see that, because the way you talk the previous day about the world legend, it's an amazing thing. The words that you have, your words like flowing in a marvelous way, I would say. So that's the kind
Thank you.
of, for me as well, for you as well, right? So I have spent all my energy throughout these like 53, 54 days. It's not like I'm just taking some days and speaking to you. No,
Yeah, I
an
understand.
intention over there. There is an intention that I have in my mind, and I do value it.
I do. I understand. I will do, and I appreciate that. And it's
Um,
really, your time, your effort. It's not gonna wait. Inshallah, it will be fruitful.
yeah, thank
Inshallah. Inshallah.
you so much for valuable prayers. And don't forget to join for our 9 o'clock session.
No, no, I will join. Inshallah. I was completely. Oh, I forgot to share. I think yesterday's work. I will share together today. I
Okay.
did it already, both of them, from tomorrow, yesterday, and today.
Mm-hmm.
I completed, so I'm gonna share it now.
Mm-hmm.
So my task, day 13, day 12, I will share it now. I have
Inshallah.
them.
So
Inshallah.
I'm really looking forward for those things, and inshallah we'll be gearing up together. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Yeah, I'll share
And
it.
now it's almost time. Thank you for joining and making my day colorful. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
You.
That was good. I didn't see. I just saw it quickly. I joined it. So at least I learned something.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if you are spending some time with me, you will be learning something new. Okay, so
Yeah.
And yeah, just ensure that you join, and it's a free talk that I share with everyone, those who are like completely deserving. I have shared
Yeah.
this in almost all the groups, but then you are the person, you are joining every single time. I'm so blessed.
Thank you so much. I will do that. I learned it today. So I'll see you at 9. Inshallah. Ta'ala.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you.
Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz. Lots of
Allah Hafiz.
love.